You ever seen water explode from the ground like the earth just lost its temper? No, not a broken fire hydrant, bigger, hotter, and way more dramatic. Meet geysers, nature's very own pressure cookers, except instead of making dinner, they launch boiling water hundreds of feet into the air like a giant, unpredictable sprinkler system. And the most famous of them all? Old Faithful. This thing is so reliable it could show up to work earlier than you on a Monday morning. Every 60 to 90 minutes it blasts out over 8,000 gallons of steaming water, like it's trying to compete with a rocket launch. But here's the real question. How does it know when to erupt? What's happening underground that makes this thing shoot boiling water at clockwork precision? Well, it all starts deep below the surface, where water from rain and snow seeps down into cracks in the Earth's crust. Now if that was it, this would just be a hot spring. But geysers have something special, tight underground chambers that trap the water under extreme pressure. And what happens when water gets trapped way below the surface, surrounded by magma-heated rock? It superheats. We're talking temperatures well past 400 degrees Fahrenheit, but it doesn't boil right away because of all that pressure holding it down. But here's the fun part. Eventually something has to give. A small bit of water near the top boils first, turns into steam, and expands like it just got a pep talk. That tiny expansion pushes on the water below it, which causes more boiling, more steam, and suddenly, boom! The whole thing erupts like a teapot that just couldn't take it anymore. And this isn't just a one-time thing. Old Faithful has been doing this for hundreds of years, keeping a better schedule than most people. But not all geysers are as predictable. Some take hours, days, or even decades between eruptions. Others, like the famous Steamboat Geyser, are chaotic. It once went 50 years without erupting, then randomly started blasting again like it remembered its job. And here's where things get even crazier. Geyser eruptions aren't just about water. That steam? It's carrying minerals straight from the Earth's crust. Over time, those minerals build up and form giant cones around the geysers, like nature's way of decorating its own explosion sites. But here's something wild. There are only about 1,000 geysers on the entire planet. And over half of them, they're all in Yellowstone National Park. Yeah, the US has a monopoly on these things. And the reason? Yellowstone sits right on top of a supervolcano, an underground magma chamber so massive, it's basically Earth's version of an overdue ticking time bomb. So next time you see a geyser erupt, just remember, you're watching a natural explosion powered by fire, pressure, and water that's been underground for centuries. And yet somehow, Old Faithful still manages to be more punctual than most people you know. Now if you made it this far, you might as well subscribe. I mean, geysers wait an hour to explode, and you can't even wait 1 second to hit a button?